There's a kind of pressure that doesn't always sound loud. It whispers. Keep going. You're almost there. Other people are doing it. Why aren't you? And before you realize it, you're no longer moving from choice. You're moving from something you feel like you have to prove. I had the permit. I was planning to go up to the cables, but I wasn't sure how safe it would feel once I got there, with the recent snow and ice. So I started the hike open. The air was cold, the river moving beside the trail. And for a while, I wasn't thinking about the cables at all. I was just walking. It was more crowded than I expected at the beginning, and I could feel a little irritation come up, just wanting more space. But as the trail went on, it started to thin out, and something in me settled. I saw a deer along the way. The views started opening up, and it felt good just to be out there. Even early on, the trail was a little slippery. Ice, melting snow, even on the paved sections. I had microspikes on most of the way, but it didn't feel sketchy yet. Just something to be aware of. As I got closer to the permit check, that question came back. Am I actually going to go up? Not pressure, more like curiosity. I didn't feel committed. I just wanted to get there and see how it felt. I actually sat for a bit, listening to the ranger talk with people, checking permits, giving instructions. And while I was sitting there, the first group that had already summited came back down. It had taken them about 2 hours to go a fairly short distance, but in those conditions, a lot longer than it otherwise would have. And I found myself listening closely, trying to pick up on how it was up there, how far I might want to go. Once I stepped onto the cables, everything changed. The trail narrowed, the drop-offs felt real, and this was the first moment it actually felt sketchy. Not before, here. And at the same time, it was incredible. The cliffs, the exposure, the views opening up around me. It felt exciting. And also very aware, very deliberate. Each step mattered. 3 points of contact. Partway up, light snow flurries started coming down, just enough to notice, and it changed the feeling again. Not dramatically, but enough. At a wider, flatter section, I stopped, let a few people pass, and just stood there for a moment, checking in with myself. Part of the group stayed there, and I went a little further, with the others ahead of me. Still not committing to the whole thing, just wanting to experience more of it and reassess. Just below the last and steepest section, I stopped again, and this time it felt clear. What I was already doing felt a bit risky, and going further in those conditions, with the snow starting, didn't feel worth it. It wasn't fear. It wasn't pressure. It was just a clear sense in my body. This is enough. So I turned around, went back up to that wider section where the others were waiting, and there was this shared understanding, like we were all arriving at the same place in our own way. And I felt clear. I was really glad I'd gone as far as I did, and just as glad that I didn't go further. On the way back down, the snow eased, the skies opened up again. The crowds had thinned out even more, and everything felt quieter, more spacious, like I could take it all in again. And what stayed with me wasn't how far I went, it was how I decided. Because sometimes you don't need to prove anything. You don't need to finish just because you can. Sometimes it's enough to go part of the way, to feel it out, to stay aware, and to trust the moment when something in you says, "This is where I stop." Just because you can keep going doesn't mean you should. And choosing to turn around can be a form of strength.